Welcome to Session 4 of your Overcoming Negative Thinking program with Dash Wellness. Today, we'll focus on techniques for challenging negative thoughts. Challenging these thoughts can help you reframe them in a more positive and realistic light. By questioning the validity of your negative thoughts, you can develop healthier thinking patterns. For this session preparation, set up your space, have writing tools ready, ensure good internet connection, and be ready to engage. Reflect on a recent negative thought you experienced. How did it make you feel, and how did you react? Here are some techniques for challenging negative thoughts. Examine the evidence. Look for evidence that supports or contradicts the negative thought. Is there concrete proof that the thought is true, or is it based on assumptions and emotions? For example, if you think, "I'm a failure," list your recent accomplishments to counter this belief. Consider asking yourself, what evidence do I have for and against this thought? This helps to separate facts from feelings and provides a more balanced view of the situation. It's common for negative thoughts to be rooted in emotional responses rather than factual evidence. By examining the evidence, you challenge the thought's validity. This technique involves a detailed examination of your thought process. Write down the negative thought and then list evidence supporting and contradicting it. Often, you will find more evidence against the negative thought, helping you see it as less credible. This practice encourages critical thinking and objectivity, reducing the power of negative emotions. Regularly examining the evidence behind your thoughts can help you develop a habit of questioning automatic negative responses, leading to a more balanced mindset over time. Consider alternative perspectives. Think of other possible explanations for the situation. How might someone else view this situation differently? For example, if you think, "They didn't reply because they're mad at me," consider that they might be busy or have missed your message. Ask yourself, what are other ways to look at this situation? This can help you see the scenario from different angles and reduce the intensity of your negative emotions. Imagine how a friend, family member, or even a neutral observer might interpret the situation. This technique helps you step outside of your own biased perspective. It can be particularly useful to write down multiple alternative explanations, which can highlight the arbitrary nature of your negative interpretation. Considering different viewpoints fosters empathy and understanding, making you less likely to jump to negative conclusions. Over time, this practice can help you adopt a more flexible and open-minded approach to your thoughts and experiences. Evaluate the impact. Reflect on the impact of the negative thought. How does it affect your emotions and behavior? What would happen if you replaced it with a more positive thought? For example, if you think, "I'll never be successful," consider how this thought affects your motivation and actions. Ask yourself, how is this thought helping or hurting me? This technique helps you understand the consequences of holding on to negative beliefs and encourages you to adopt more constructive thinking patterns. Negative thoughts can have a profound impact on your mood, actions, and overall mental health. By evaluating the impact, you can see how a single thought can ripple through various aspects of your life. For instance, a thought like, "I'm not good enough," can lead to feelings of inadequacy, which may cause you to avoid challenges and opportunities, reinforcing the negative belief. Understanding this cycle can motivate you to change your thinking. Try replacing the negative thought with a positive one and notice how it changes your emotional and behavioral responses. This shift in perspective can improve your overall well-being and help you achieve your goals. Reframe the thought. Reframe the negative thought in a more positive and realistic light. For example, if you think, "I'll never be successful," reframe it as, "I have the potential to succeed with effort and perseverance." This involves changing your perspective on the situation to highlight your strengths and possibilities rather than focusing on limitations and failures. Reframing is about turning negative thoughts into positive affirmations. It helps you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Practice reframing by identifying a negative thought and consciously replacing it with a more empowering one. Over time, this can become a natural response, helping you maintain a positive outlook even in difficult situations. This technique not only improves your mood, but also boosts your confidence and resilience. It encourages you to focus on what you can control and change, rather than feeling helpless about your circumstances. Let's walk through the technique of considering alternative perspectives together. Choose a recent negative thought. For example, Let's say you thought, "My friend didn't reply to my message because they're mad at me." Now, take a moment to think of other possible explanations for this situation. Perhaps they are busy, or they missed your message, or they are dealing with their own issues and haven't had the chance to respond. Imagine how a friend, family member, or neutral observer might interpret the situation. Write down at least 3 different alternative explanations. Notice how these different perspectives can help reduce the intensity of your negative emotions and provide a more balanced view of the situation. This practice helps you step outside of your own biased perspective and fosters empathy and understanding. Over time, you will find it easier to see situations from multiple viewpoints, which can help you respond more calmly and rationally to challenges. Now, let's use the technique of reframing the thought. Choose a recent negative thought. For example, if you thought, "I'll never be successful," let's work on reframing it. Instead of focusing on the negative, let's change the perspective. Reframe it as, "I have the potential to succeed with effort and perseverance." Take a few minutes to reflect on this new perspective. Notice how it makes you feel compared to the original negative thought. Write down the reframed thought in your journal. This practice helps you turn negative thoughts into positive affirmations, highlighting your strengths and possibilities rather than focusing on limitations and failures. Reframing can improve your mood, boost your confidence, and encourage a more optimistic outlook on life. Choose 1 or 2 different techniques to practice today. Spend a few minutes reflecting on how these techniques make you feel. Write down your observations in your journal. Consider how you can incorporate these techniques into your daily routine to challenge negative thoughts. Remember to also try the other techniques we've discussed, examining the evidence and evaluating the impact. Each technique offers a unique approach to challenging negative thoughts and can help you find what works best for you. To deepen your practice, you might want to set specific times for challenging negative thoughts. For example, you could take a few minutes in the morning and evening to reflect on your thoughts and apply these techniques. You could also experiment with different techniques to find what works best for you. In the next session, in Session 5, we'll explore mindfulness and thought awareness. We'll discuss how mindfulness practices can help you become more aware of your thoughts and develop a more balanced and positive mindset. Thank you for joining our Overcoming Negative Thinking program. We hope it was helpful and look forward to seeing you in the upcoming sessions. The information provided in this Overcoming Negative Thinking program, including all content, materials, exercises, and resources, is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other licensed health provider with any questions you may have regarding mental health and/or medical conditions.